Straight ahead on this digital edition of the News at 5, two massive apartment complex fires in 2 days. Dozens of people forced from their homes. Why authorities say they haven't been able to figure out what sparked the flames yet. Plus, a potential business boom in Columbia. Developers looking to bring a first to the capital city. While they say it could bring postseason basketball to the region on a consistent basis. Digital News at 5 starts now.
Live from the Fox studios in Columbia, it's Watch Fox News at 5, local first.
Good Wednesday evening to you. Thanks for watching the News at 5. I'm Brian McConkey. Despite all the snow and ice being gone, that doesn't mean that all the chilly weather is over just yet. But we're going to get a break, thanks to Chief Meteorologist Taylor Knust, who's over in the Skywatch Weather. So you control these things.
Yeah,
so
apparently.
That's why I say it's your doing. What do we have?
I'll take the credit when it's good weather and blame someone else when it's bad. That's usually how I operate. As far as today's concerned, not our nicest day. We have a lot of rain out there today, but we do need that moisture to alleviate drought concerns across the state. 52 degrees. We've been steady in the low 50s all day long. Here are the radar estimated totals so far today, and a pretty healthy rain, especially near and south of I-20, where many areas are estimated to pick up near a half inch and in some cases as much as 1 inch of rainfall. And we're not done just yet. Now, the steady rain is beginning to clear out of many of our areas. Now in the eastern Midlands, should be clearing out within the next hour or two. Behind that, some hit and miss showers will stick around this evening before midnight. After that, we'll see most of the rain clear on out of here. One thing I want you to watch is the temperatures tonight. We are expected to stay above freezing, so that moisture that's on the roadways right now, it's not going to freeze over. Overnight lows will be in the mid to upper 30s, so that's not a concern for us. Heading into Thursday, most of the showers are gone, but it's possible that during the morning and early afternoon, we get cold enough air to move in to give us a chance at some isolated snow showers. Now, this likely will not be heavy enough to actually accumulate. And again, our temperatures will remain just above freezing during the day tomorrow. So accumulation is not expected and impact to travel is not expected. But don't be shocked if you see some snowflakes flying around at one point tomorrow morning or even in the early afternoon. That will be a possibility for us. So again, just to reiterate, I do not expect travel issues tonight or tomorrow. We stay above freezing during that entire stretch. While yes, there might be a few flakes that fly around, impact to travel is not anticipated locally. Now, up to the north, there could be a dusting of snow in North Carolina, perhaps in the far northern Midlands near the North Carolina state line later tonight and early tomorrow. But again, it's not expected to be a huge amount of snow. The combination of some light snow and freezing drizzle has warranted a winter weather advisory in the eastern half of North Carolina tonight and early tomorrow. So if your travels take you that direction, be advised there could be some slick conditions up there. Now locally, tomorrow, not rainy. We're looking at a mainly dry day, but a cloudy and cold day for us. Consistent temperatures in the mid 30s to low 40s all day long. So back at it again with that winter-like feel. If you're looking for sunny weather, you have to wait until Friday for that to return. Highs will jump up to the mid 50s at that point. Should stay there on Saturday. A bit of a drop off to the low 50s on Sunday, but each of those days will be dry, and that's something we have not been able to say throughout an entire weekend for quite some time. So at least we'll have quiet weather coming our way this weekend. Next week is when the consistently warmer weather arrives. The extended outlook looks pretty warm for a good chunk of the country, including us here in South Carolina. So once we get to next week, starting Monday, highs are in the 60s. I even have a high of 70 degrees coming our way a week from today on Wednesday. So it's going to feel mighty nice, a little spring-like by that point. Dry to kick off next week, but we should have a chance at some wet weather late next week, and that could include Valentine's Day, which is on day 10 of that 10-day forecast.
All right, thank you, sir. We have some new information tonight about two major apartment complex fires in Columbia since Sunday. One of them forcing people into below freezing temperatures in the dead of night over the weekend. Fire investigators tonight still don't know what caused either of those blazes. Our Kara Daniel tracking that story is live in the studio. What's the latest here, Kara?
Brian, two apartment fires in Columbia since Sunday, and tonight, fire officials still don't know the cause of either of them. Dozens of people were forced from their homes, and those victims are being helped by the Red Cross right now. Smoke still rising from the Broad River Trace apartments Wednesday afternoon after fire ripped through the complex late on Tuesday. The Red Cross is still helping the victims.
Yeah, so right now with this home fire, the American Red Cross is helping those residents with their immediate needs. such as food, clothing, sheltering, and any financial assistance that they might need in this situation. And we work very closely with our community partners to make sure that each resident affected by home fires, and specifically these home fires, are accounted for.
At the Broad River Trace Apartments appears to have started on the second floor and ran to the roof, which eventually collapsed. And fire officials say that it's made it difficult for them to go in and investigate what sparked the flames. One woman who lost everything told me off camera that her home would have been all right if hotspots weren't still burning on Wednesday. Although there were no life-threatening injuries at Broad River Trace or at an early Sunday morning fire at Bentry Apartments, residents reported that pets were still inside during the evacuation in both fires.
It's very sad, but for the most part, majority of all pets were found, except for maybe one.
Chief Aubrey Jenkins also says that these fires have made for a busy week, but his team is still ready to respond to anything. Both fires have forced more than 60 people from their homes. Stacy Huff from Alpha Insurance Solutions LLC emphasizes the importance of insuring your belongings in case of an emergency.
Everything you put in the building, you're responsible for taking care of if something happens. The owner of the place, insurance does not move to you because you live there.
Huff also said some renters' insurance policies can help get temporary hotel housing and other resources. Because of heavy damage caused by both fires, officials still think it could be several days before they know what sparked the flames. In Columbia, South Carolina, I'm Kara Daniel, Watch Fox News, Local First.
Also tonight, an update on a story we've been following since 2023. A man sent to prison after sending the Greystone Boulevard area of Columbia into a panic. 29-year-old Brandon Joyner sentenced to 15 years in federal prison for being a felon in possession of a firearm during that 2023 shooting. In July of that year, law enforcement responded to the corner of Greystone Boulevard and Stone Ridge Drive after witnesses reported seeing Joyner shoot a gun in the air. He then shot at a police car. When it showed up, officers chased Joyner to a hotel room where he was staying. Joyner eventually arrested after he tried to escape again. He was also sentenced to 25 years in state prison after pleading guilty to 10 counts of attempted murder. And tonight, the search for a Midlands woman continues after she vanished late last week. Deputies are hoping some new video might help them find her. Our Barlise Pimentel has been tracking this story all week. What's the latest here?
Brian, I talked with the family today, and they are still desperate to find Sabrina Hines. On Monday, the family was concerned investigators weren't doing enough, but the Richland County Sheriff's Department says they're still searching for Sabrina Hines and released new surveillance video this afternoon. This is a video of Sabrina Hines before she vanished last week at a Shell gas station in Winsboro, where she was last seen. Deputies also releasing this new photo of her company vehicle that was found abandoned on I-77 near Blythewood. The car was found last Friday, 2 days after she disappeared. Sabrina's family tells Watch Fox News she works for a cleaning company and she regularly cleans the gas station where she was last seen. Deputies say Sabrina was last seen there around 10 last Wednesday night. Her family says they talked to her just a few hours before she went to work that night. Investigators say they're working around the clock to find out. There will be a candlelight vigil for Sabrina Hines on Friday evening at 5 at Finley Park. If you've seen Sabrina Hines or know anything about where she could be, deputies want to hear from you. In studio, I'm Barlise Pimentel, Watch Fox News, Local First.
And news tonight, Orangeburg County SLED agents investigating an officer-involved shooting that happened Sunday. Deputies there called to a home on Nice's Highway about a domestic disturbance. Authorities say deputies found a man outside the home with a rifle. They say deputies shot at him during the encounter. No one was wounded, and the man was arrested. Also, a man has been sentenced to 10 years in prison with credit for time served after a DUI crash that killed 2 people. Back in August of 2022, Columbia police arresting 41-year-old Jonathan Gajdahar after a crash on Farrow Road. Authorities say he was intoxicated and speeding when he rear-ended the victims on a moped, killing both of them. And in Aiken County, a bicyclist has been killed after being hit by a pickup truck on Hitchcock Parkway. According to the Aiken County coroner, the crash happened around 9:30 Tuesday night. 21-year-old Noah Blasebueno was killed. The driver of the truck wasn't hurt. The incident still under investigation. And downtown Columbia might be seeing a new addition in the next few years, and developers hope it will bring some economic opportunities to the capital city. Our Mike White's looking into that story tonight. He's live in the studio. What do we have going on here, Mike?
Yeah, Brian, the idea is being pitched by Georgia-based developing group Capstone Property Group, which is a full-service hotel being put at 1801 Assembly Street, where the vacant Veterans Administration regional office sits, but still has some time to come together. A potential $40 million project to bring something the city of Columbia hasn't been seen enough of over the years. A full-service hotel along Assembly Street.
What we'll likely do is a sort of soft brand of like a Marriott Tribute or Hilton's Tapestry, or not a Curio, but something along those lines where we can have an independent name with the property.
The proposed hotel would offer 102 rooms, a lobby, cafe, and bar, and a rooftop bar overlooking the new renovated Finley Park. Webb Young says the hotel looks to be in line with the NCAA requirements for full-service hotels, which includes a 3-meal restaurant and meeting spaces. One of the goals is to help Columbia get a consistent bid to host NCAA men's basketball tournament games. The city hosted once in 2019, but has been passed over in recent years due to a lack of full-service hotels.
This tournaments, we'll have thousands of people coming to the city of Columbia that are going to stay in hotels and dine in restaurants and shop around town. So, I mean, the economic growth, the economic impact they could have with those tournaments is huge.
While some see the vision of the project, not everyone is on board.
Came back from one of the banks here. It was like a mile further that way on foot. Maybe like bringing a branch closer here, it may be a bit redundant, but for students walking.
I look at the proximity. If a hotel is placed here, you will make a lot of money because it's in the heart of the city.
This isn't the only project that downtown Columbia could see in the future. Back in December, city officials announcing the first step toward bringing a Grand Bohemian hotel to the downtown area.
Columbia's on a lot of people's radars right now. I mean, it's a hot market in South Carolina for sure. I mean, you see in the news almost every day. I see where it's the #1 state people are moving to.
Now, Young says the hope is to close the deal and take over the location by June and ultimately begin construction of the project at the beginning of 2027. Reporting in studio, Mike White. Watch Fox News Local First.
Thank you, Mike. Well, 4 months away now from the primary, June primary, and the race for the governor's office is heating up. According to a new poll by the South Carolina Policy Council, Congresswoman Nancy Mace leading the Republican field for governor. She's followed by Alan Wilson, Pamela Evett tied at 12%, Ralph Norman at 11%, and State Senator Josh Kimbrough with just 4%. 43%, though, this is the important part, still undecided. Democratic State Rep Jermaine Johnson, the frontrunner over Low Country Attorney Mullins McLeod in the Democratic race for the nominee. And this morning, Columbia leaders and fire officials breaking ground on a long-awaited project. Columbia Mayor Daniel Rickeman and Fire Chief Aubrey Jenkins, just two of the people on hand for that ceremony. The new fire station there will serve the Olympia neighborhood of Columbia. The project expected to take 18 months to finish. Also, a new milestone in Forest Acres, groundbreaking there, marking the start of construction on a new doctor's office for MUSC, 4,500 square feet. It will expand access to some quality patient-centered care in one of Columbia's more established neighborhoods. It's one of several high-profile businesses opening there this year, which is signaling some continued investment and economic momentum there. The building's slated to be complete in the fall.
We're excited to see them come to our area, increase access to primary care, but also bring jobs. I mean, we're going to have doctors and nurses and support staff. The hope is that they decide to live right here and really join the community.
That was the Forest Acres Mayor Thomas Andrews right there. He and City Council attending that ceremony. And for the rest of the year, Watch Fox News will be highlighting what makes America great. As part of our Amazing America 250 segment, each week we'll show you how America is great on a national level as well as closer to home. You can be part of that segment as well, and it's pretty easy to do it. Share your stories, your photos, your videos. Just visit our website, WACH.com, or download the Watch Fox News app, and when you're there, go to the Chime In section to submit all that information.
I'm Dee Dee Gatton with the National News Desk in Washington, D.C., and this is your news update.
As a result of the need for less law enforcement officers to do this work in a safer environment, I have announced effective immediately we will draw down 700 people.
Border Czar Tom Homan says the number of immigration enforcement officers in Minneapolis is being reduced to 2,000. He says operations are targeting national safety threats, but warns officers will not turn a blind eye to people here illegally. He adds it's unacceptable that not all officers are wearing body cameras, vowing the issue will be fixed. The Afghan national suspected of shooting 2 National Guard members in Washington, D.C. has pleaded not guilty. Ramanullah Lakanwal is accused of fatally shooting Sarah Beckstrom and critically injuring Andrew Wolf in November. Today, DOJ prosecutors said they're considering new charges that could put the death penalty on the table. Students and researchers with ties to the Chinese Communist Party or Chinese military have infiltrated multiple top American universities. That's according to the American Accountability Foundation. The group found nearly 24 Chinese academics could pose a risk to U.S. national security and should be removed from this country. And that's your news update.
Well, you can stay up to date on national headlines by watching the National News Desk right here on Watch Fox 57, 11:30 every night after the Sports Zone. And coming up tonight on the news at 10, a new act that requires voters to prove they are a U.S. citizen. Republican leaders question whether the SAVE Act will discourage people to vote. That's tonight on the news at 10.
And a final check of the 10-day forecast. Today's rain gradually comes to an end tonight. Might have a few occasional sprinkles, and don't be shocked if you see a few snow flurries flying around tomorrow morning or the early afternoon. Most of tomorrow does end up dry, but a cloudy and cold day with a high of just 41 degrees. Sunshine and 50s return Friday through the weekend, and then next week looking a whole lot more comfortable with 60s and even threw in a 70-degree day for you on next Wednesday.
That was just for me, huh?
Yeah, you're welcome.
No one else, just me.
Just for you.
I'll take
I
it.
Could tell you were pining for it.
I think everybody was after the snow that we got and the ice the last couple of weeks.
Certainly one of them.
We'll take it.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, thanks for joining us for this digital edition of the News at 5. We'll see you in a few hours on the News at 10.